AM 970 WSTX. East also. And with me this evening, for starters, we have.
Good night, listening audience. It's your girl, M Love, in the house. How you guys doing tonight? How are you guys doing tonight? I hope everybody's having a great Friday.
And across the vast expanse of waters and air, joining us live via, what's it called? Stream what?
Stream. Well, it's Facebook and YouTube.
Facebook, whatever. Shanice, go ahead and say hello.
Hello, good night, everybody. Malia says hi as well.
Okay, who's that?
Malia.
Malia. Hi, Malia. How are you doing this evening? Malia doesn't talk to people anyway.
Happy Christmas.
Oh, wow. It's so nice to hear your voice this evening. How was school today? Did you go to school today?
He said, did you go to school today?
I went to school today.
Okay.
All right. I hope all is well. That's had a good day at school, and now you're ready. You're ready for the weekend.
Yeah, she said she ate her lunch at school today.
All right.
Awesome.
I just eat
Absolutely wonderful.
my eat.
All righty. All right, folks. Well, of course, we've had quite an eventful week here in the Caribbean area. They had elections galore in some islands,
Oh yes.
which resulted in dramatic outcomes. We also understand that the President of the United States apparently gave some kind of an ultimatum to the guy over in the President of Venezuela, where he's giving him an option to resign quietly and leave the country. All kinds of things happening, and of course there is an increased military presence in the area. I understand that even the Venezuelan airspace has been restricted by U.S. U.S. command, for lack of a better expression. So things are happening, and so it is what it is. We're right now looking forward to the most joyous time of the year, if I may, the Christmas festivities. And here on the island of St. Croix, we're having the St. Croix Farmers in Action Coconut Festival coming up this weekend. This is a great opportunity for folks to get out there to mingle and have some fun. I'm not going to go into details. We have the Garden of Lights coming up at St. George Village Botanical Gardens. And this is going to be from 6 to 10. We also have the Lechong Festival, which kicks off this weekend over in the Castle Copley area. Where is it? Let's see if I get this here for you guys very quickly. It's going to be the Caesar Pancras will have his fill this weekend when pork lovers and roasters like himself will have a hug of a time, unintended, at the 18th annual Lechong Festival set to kick off at noon Sunday at Asado's Fusion Latin Grill. And then other things we have, VI Port Authority having the Holiday Fest from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. Saturday at the Frederick State Fair. There will be local food, drinks, arts, and crafts, vendors along with performances. And of course, a number of other things, some events happening on the sister island of St. Thomas as well. And I just wanted, for those of you who have been keeping abreast of some things nationally, I found it interesting that there is an article in one of the local newspapers that says that Bad Bunny has dethroned Taylor Swift as most streamed artist. Very interesting. So, what do you guys think of that? Bad Bunny dethroning Taylor Swift as most streamed artist.
I love that for him. He's an international artist, you know? That's on a different level. Taylor Swift is she's popular mostly in America, but again, Bad Bunny is international. So that's good for him.
I hear that. Well, interesting. I don't want to get too much into what's happening on the Sister Island of St. Thomas, except that the Yacht Haven Grand will be presenting the Christmas tree lighting from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. on Saturday. Live performances by um, what's it, Wen Band and Rising Stars. There will be local vendors open for Christmas shopping, pictures with Santa, bouncy houses, dance performances, and face painting. That seems to be the main event happening on the sister island of St. Thomas for this weekend. All right, I wanted to just touch upon a few things that have sort of like, gone against the grain with me for this past week, the past couple of weeks, if I may. And I want to touch upon a couple of items briefly before we get into our hot button topics for this evening. And so here's the thing. We got a recent assessment of what impacts children in the local area. One of the things is that you're being told that about 40% of our children below the age of 5 are living below poverty level here in the territory. And that reminded me that there was a time I used to hear that Mississippi was the poorest or one of the poorest states in the nation, and that there were a significant number of children living below poverty level. But when I'm hearing that here in the Virgin Islands, and particularly on the island of St. Croix, that our children have been facing that kind of predicament. The reports also continue to hammer or drill home to us the fact that a number of our children in the schools are underperforming, especially in the area of mathematics and language arts in the 3rd grade and the 7th grade. Children continue to perform below standards. And we're still hearing of high school graduates not being ready to take up the challenging courses at the university level, and that they're being forced to take remedial courses. And so I'm really concerned about the absence of adequate support for our children, about the lack of safety nets being provided for them. And so as I look at events in terms of what has been happening locally and nationally, I went to the issue of some 8 juveniles who have been arrested recently because of bomb threats that they made to their respective school or schools, if I may, in the St. Thomas St. John district. And that they have been arrested and they've been charged, prosecuted. And I have this question I wanted to put to you guys. Do you think that those juveniles who carried out the bomb threats were fully aware of the seriousness of the actions? And do you think that they should be prosecuted to the full extent of existing law? Any one of you can proceed to answer that.
Sunny, well, I don't think we were fully aware of the always calling bomb threats in the school or wherever, It's only now that they move to make this big push to prosecute them. Because I'm sure from the time you've been teaching, they've had several bomb threats back then.
Certainly. During my days teaching at St. Croix Central High School in particular, we had several incidents where bomb threats came to the school, and we had students and faculty, everybody, exit the building, and there were safe areas where we would stand for a period of time while law enforcement people came in to search the building to see if indeed the threats reflected in a real serious concern. And so that happened from time to time during my tenure teaching at that school. So yes, I've had the experience. I don't recall that happening when I taught at Woodson School, but at Central High School for sure, we had such experiences. Shanice, let me hear you.
Luckily, I've never encountered that at the school where I work. where I work personally, but it does happen. It does happen often, and I feel like kids do need to be punished for their actions.
Hmm. You said punished for the actions. You know, there is a lot of talk about um, a determination that that he shouldn't have done such a thing. We got double standards in society. We got double standards in the world. I think there are voices that need to come out loudly, sound an alarm to let us know that we have not proceeded in the right manner with such matters, and so that we need to reform, reconsider our approach on such matters. And that's how I feel about it. There's some may disagree with me, but that's my position on that. Shanice, are you back? Not yet. Okay, we seem to have lost Shanice. Okay, so we're gonna try and reconnect with Shanice. But whilst we're trying to reconnect with Shanice, I want to get into something else with you. Not too long ago, we had a situation where one of our big names in the music industry run into some problems. He faced certain charges, and he was prosecuted, and he was found guilty on at least one or two of several counts, and convicted. And so I want to just share a few facts with you. It has to do with Sean Diddy Combs. I understand that he made several significant contributions to society through his work in the music industry, his philanthropic efforts, and his entrepreneurial ventures. His support for educational initiatives included millions of dollars given to a couple of university programs. He contributed to disaster relief, even in our sister island, Puerto Rico, following the hurricanes of what was it, 2017, 2018, 2017. I also understand that he saved the Harlem Boys and Girls Clubs from going bankrupt. And then he launched Empower Global, an online marketplace designed to support Black businesses and entrepreneurs by providing them with a platform to reach a global audience and keep wealth circulating in the Black community. I think these are important, significant contributions. I've always, supported individuals in the Black community, and I'm not preaching racism here. I'm simply saying that the Black community has been marginalized to a large extent. And so when I see folks who come from the Black communities standing up in support of the Black communities and encouraging the fellow individuals from the Black communities to press on towards a high mark, I think that's commendable. And I do take note of these things. We're quick sometimes to condemn and penalize folks, but when they have done things that deserve merit and recognition, we tend to be silent. I don't support that. There is a saying that how does it go? The evil that men do, how does it go? The evil that men do live after them, but their good deeds are interred with them. I think I have it right. I think so. And it's just unfortunate that that's the kind of approach that we take. So having said all of that, my question, Shanice is back. Shanice, I hope you heard all I had to say about Sean Diddy Combs in terms of his contributions to society. And my question to you guys is that given the amount of good that he has done, do you think that the President of the United States should consider granting him a pardon of his criminal conviction, his recent criminal conviction? Shanice, did you hear all I had to say about him?
Yes, I heard what you said.
All right. So do you think that the President of the United States should consider giving him a conviction of some kind of a partial, how should I put it, reprieve of his criminal conviction?
No. I don't know if you watched the documentary. I didn't get a chance to watch the full thing, but I saw a few clips where even 6 days before he got arrested, he thought this thing was going to go away. he didn't think that what he did was an issue, and that's a problem within itself.
Mhm. Okay, I did not. You're talking about the documentary by the guy 50 Cent? No?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
did it?
That's
Yes.
wow. I don't even know how a brother can have such an axe to grind with another brother.
Because he 50.
You know that they're in the same industry, and that for some reason, um, 50 just has an axe to grind.
It's
Jimmy, you want to
just
join us in this discussion? You want to say something?
The problem that I think that even you have lived at is that we only know what they tell us.
Uh-huh.
So your information is based on the fact that you don't know what the relationship is between 50 and Diddy, so it can come to this point that Diddy paid
Mhm.
the videographer who owned the clips that they took, because neither Diddy nor Netflix paid the videographer. So the ownership of the pictures was the videographer owned.
Mhm.
Right.
Good night, good night.
Netflix doesn't want to pay the guy.
Mhm.
So they know that there's this axe to grind.
Mhm.
They want this film to come out because remember, it was a documentary
Mhm.
that kind of went bad, right?
Mhm.
Because the parameters weren't set,
Mhm.
and Diddy ended up not looking so good.
Yeah.
And Netflix had the authority to air it.
Mhm.
Well, Diddy wanted control of it. Netflix says you don't get professional control. Netflix looks at it as a document because remember, Diddy is from the document.
Mhm.
It's his story.
Mhm.
But when he's telling it, and they look at what's going to be broadcast, and somebody must be telling you don't really want the people to see it like this
Mhm.
because that's what you're talking about,
Mhm.
right? Because that's what she mentioned.
Mhm.
Doesn't show them in a good light.
Mhm.
So we only know what we're shown.
Yeah.
50 Cent paid for the real cut.
Mhm.
So Chinese information about the pardon is in a vacuum,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I've seen what he did 6 days before.
Mhm.
Thought he was going to get off,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Why does he think that?
Wow.
You know, am I that powerful? Did he, in thinking that, do something to 50 Cent at the beginning of his career, which was like something drastic, like you ain't ever going to be nothing.
Mhm.
And now 50 Cent looked at the hero that was everything.
Mhm.
I know you want to be
Mhm.
because you do some dummy thing.
Wow.
And you're asking a woman to get this man forgiveness for abusing, beating, literally almost enslaving a woman. So think about what you said and what is justifiable because of the good you do that you think should allow the bad to be forgiven.
Mhm.
And then you hold that and you tell me if Trump pardons him, does he want to sit in the same well of those who stormed the Capitol and committed insurrection? So how much bad can you do and be forgiven in the eyes of the world that we live in, which we write the laws that say, listen, man, you go act this kind of way. Yeah, you don't get a second chance,
Mhm.
but you can't move like you don't get a second chance for doing everything.
Mhm.
And I agree with the lady. I'm sorry I can't call her name.
Mhm.
Because when you try to enslave somebody, shoot them like you can die,
Mhm.
you shouldn't be forgiven for that. I don't care how much good you do.
All right.
Because maybe that good that you do, think you that you gave you the power to be overlooked, that you better than we.
Uh-huh.
You could treat somebody like that.
Uh-huh.
Now, me and you being together, who does it bring to mind that I am the man I could do what I want to hire?
Mhm.
And you could hire me. And now let me ask you, would you forgive them?
All right. Wow.
I happen to
Um, Boy, you guys put me in a situation, a position.
No, you invite me and you know me ain't gonna be
No,
easy.
no, but listen, it's fair. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Like
Yeah.
ain't like I beat you up.
No,
Because you
I'm
treat like I
no,
put you in a position
no.
like a box.
no. Let me tell one thing about me. Jimmy, and everybody else, I engage in what you call introspection and reflection.
And you
You know.
think I don't know that?
Okay. And so I have to constantly review the positions that I have taken to see where I have my misjudged, mistakenly arrived at a determination.
All I'm saying is look again.
All right. And I,
I
and
ain't
I
saying that right. I'm
yeah.
just saying look
Yeah.
again because the foundation for this, because I don't know, is I meet John Baptiste as a teacher looking to be a public official.
Mhm.
And my thing to him was, politicians at a time, a teacher is the best thing in the world. You sure you want to do this to these children?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because nobody don't come nothing without a teacher.
That's right.
So you may think you radio and know,
Mhm.
still teaching.
Mhm.
All I'm saying is, I would like them to learn
Mhm.
that there is a price to pay.
Mhm.
Care how big you pay.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't be able to walk away saying because I do all this good thing, I could do this to you. Because I'm sure the Nazis were looking at all the good thing men that he did for the Germans. And 6 million people there.
Mhm.
Because he had done good things for them.
Mhm. You see, watch this here. And we have Andisha and Kian have just joined us, and I'm so happy that they're coming at this point in time. Jimmy happened to be here sort of like accidentally.
Not
There are no
accidentally.
accidents.
Accidentally, because the only reason I there is he showed me a picture of a woman from St. Lucia, and I won't leave. Don't mind all of that.
All right.
That's the good part from the regular human being. They
Yeah.
got a picture of a woman I want to talk to.
All right.
And then he started this kind of talk, and I forget about the woman for a little bit. But as soon as I get a number there, I really aim to be in this discussion. I do it already.
Mhm.
Not do it already.
Mhm.
I really want a woman number. So I can stay till I get a number. And I could be serious, so that's what John Baptiste said. But I have tremendous admiration for him to the point where I won't lie. Teachers and doctors should be forbidden to be politicians. They shouldn't be allowed to be because
It takes away too much from
the price that the
Yeah.
public pays
Mhm.
for them to think they're right? Because they're going to treat you like students and patients until you say, listen, no, this is a plurality. Your office could be bigger than mine. They might like you more than me. 8 is the number. That's what gets legislation passed. 10 is a veto.
Mhm.
So you and your doctor talk or your teacher talk, all of that good for the money.
Mhm.
You need my vote, which is I don't never see. By the time I see it, it's already been decided. Ain't nobody coming out there to surprise you. And if they do, there is a significant price to pay. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are
And
certain
let
things.
them know that
There are
basically what
certain-
he's doing there is that he's setting the position of the realist as opposed to the idealist.
Yeah.
And this program is all about choices, making wise, prudent decisions and choices. And yeah, hey,
And no, we ain't that good. We're not-
Angry.
He's just looking for.
Yeah, speaking about choices, we got to talk about Jamal.
all right, now we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get
Yeah, just give me the number so I can leave.
yeah,
That
okay.
mean gonna talk no more.
All right, you're gonna get your
Serious.
you're gonna get your number.
Yeah, I gonna talk till I get a
All
number.
right, okay. Andisha and Kian, this is being
You look at the polling, did you feel music?
we're being real here, and we're talking about Diddy Combs, Sean Diddy Combs. The good that he did, and that there is talk going on right now that the president should pardon him. And so my question was simply, should the president consider pardoning him in light of the good that he did before all of this negative stuff came out about him? And Shanice gave us her position. Jimmy gave us his position. Let me hear you two have anything to say? Yeah.
Thus far,
Mhm.
no, I want to continue.
Pull up the
this
mic a little bit.
Thus far, no, I want to continue this and then on the discussion and then give me hope.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Andisha?
Same, I feel the same.
All right, okay.
Not
All
me
right.
though. No. I think they're running.
Uh-huh.
I think they're on it
Mhm,
because you made it real clear.
mhm.
He's done a lot of good,
Yeah,
and everybody knows the bad he's done.
right.
What more you need to hear to make a decision?
Yeah.
I don't really know about Billy like that. I only know the bad he has done.
Okay.
I never
Okay,
really
that's
know.
enough.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
not-
know they're good.
No, I
Yeah.
don't.
So what do you say should happen to him?
I don't know because I don't
You
know
know
the
the
good.
good.
You
can't-
don't need to know they're
you can't-
good.
you can't
You know
compare.
they're bad.
Judging that for the bad.
Yeah, judging. That's what they do. They went to
With the
court. They
bad
said
thing
it's a
also?
bad thing he do. They made a
Mhm.
decision.
Uh-huh.
Wait, you got your own opinion.
From what I heard with the stuff, I don't think that he should come up at you.
All right. Okay. So,
No, I have.
well, Harris, I want to share the good that he has done.
Okay.
Why?
And I'm going to tell you guys why.
Why?
You know, I'm not without any apology. I'm going to tell you guys why.
You think it has a bearing on the bad?
Hear me out. I mentioned
Mhm.
that black communities, particularly in America, have been marginalized for years on end. You know, and so the black individual finds himself or herself at a disadvantage in the game of life. And so when you have individuals in the black community standing up for the brotherhood or the sisterhood, I want you to hear me right, and they're making significant contributions, or they have made significant contributions, we shouldn't just simply brush their contributions beneath the rug. That must remain a constant. And when they've done these things and they find themselves doing something bad, as we weigh the bad, we shouldn't forget the good. That should be taken into consideration. I gave a list of things that BD did. I mentioned that he gave significant contributions to university programs. He saved the Harlem Boys and Girls Club. He set up an online program. Let's see what it is now. I have this written somewhere. Let me just run through this here. Sean Diddy Combs made significant contributions to society through his work in the music industry, his philanthropic efforts, and his entrepreneurial ventures. His support for educational initiatives included millions of dollars donated to university programs. He contributed to disaster relief and saved the Harlem Boys and Girls Clubs from going bankrupt. He launched Empower Global, an online marketplace designed to support Black businesses and entrepreneurs by providing them with a platform to reach a global audience and keep wealth circulating in the Black community. Given such contributions, do you think that the President of the United States should consider granting him a pardon of his criminal conviction?
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So, do you think his crime is worth pardoning?
He deserves some measure. He deserves some measure of reprieve, not necessarily a pardon, but his sentence can be commuted to time served.
So I have a question. I go out, right, and I give 10 homeless people houses, and I go and I kill
Somebody.
two 5-year-old girls
Black
for no
girl.
reason.
No, black girl.
Okay.
They got into a black woman.
So
That's all.
because I give 10 homeless people houses, that means I could pardon me killing two
That's what I was
5-year-old
going to
girls.
say. That's what I want to ask you too. And it doesn't make the crime. I feel that the crime shouldn't differ. I feel that the crime should be the crime is crime. So I don't feel like it should differ between if it's a homicide or the things that he done.
Do you guys understand that there is something called mitigating circumstances when it comes to, adjudication of cases in a court of law?
I could tell you. I'm not going to talk about it right now. I want to ask you, like, somebody could do something just to make themselves look good, to be real at the end of the day. But they're doing it to make themselves look good because they want to have a good reputation because they already did one bad thing. They could have 1,000 good things, but if they do one bad thing, they feel like they should get pardoned, or they're gonna look at me as a good person because I did this one. I mean, all these good things, I only did this one bad thing.
But that's not what I'm suggesting, because when that case you're speaking of there are no mitigating factors to be considered in terms of what the individual has done. In other words, there is one guy who walks into a supermarket out of no need, out of no pressure, goes out there and holds up the cashiers, takes money from them, and makes his escape. No mitigating factors that get into that. But you have another guy who walks into a supermarket and robs the cashiers because he needs money to pay for his mother's medical treatment.
Do you think that's Diddy's crime?
No.
That's even comparable?
We're discussing mitigating factors.
Yeah, but the leap you just made seems to want to support that mitigating factors allow you some degree of aggression over another.
No, but the mitigating factor will bring in Diddy's case.
Okay, let me hear that.
The mitigating factor. I want you guys to hear me well. The mitigating factor, and that's why this program is all about choice.
You sure you want? You got up there, you made a choice. So he find himself somehow like some angel come down and say, "Hey, Diddy, snort a little of this." No, but
and I agree with
it
you.
don't happen.
And
so
I agree with you.
That choice was his.
Yes, he made
So
a bad choice.
give me that's
He made a
one.
bad choice.
No, okay, so he make the bad choice and the drugs. And now the next bad choice is to beat the woman.
No, the next bad choice is that he's not operating with a full deck. He's out of reality.
That
And he's
doesn't
doing
have to
foolishness.
do with he. That's not a choice.
Okay, hey.
So let me
when
hear.
you're right, when I determine that
You
you're
sure
right,
you want
I
to
will-
give me this number? Let me
I will
leave ya.
concede that you're right, Jimmy, if you are right.
Because I ain't got none.
Okay.
Because if you gonna let power operate under one set of laws,
All right.
because I don't go, because the only bad you know is the one that get out.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea how much woman afraid he.
Mm-hmm.
I want 50 cents though. It's see who he be. See who he be. It's his film.
Yeah.
You don't got a right to abuse not one single soul, mean care what they do, what you do. You don't got your right to put no hand on him.
And
She.
I
And
agree
if
with
you
you.
come against my daughter, I coming for you.
I agree with you.
That's the mitigating
Jimmy,
factor.
hold
I
on,
coming for you.
hold on, folks. Jimmy, I agree with you. I agree with that position.
So
that you
send
said.
Diddy straight to jail. Tell Sheila that she wants to say.
Sunny.
Okay.
He done been sent to jail. I was
No,
asking,
okay. Your thing is,
I'm asking whether
John Baptiste, think he should go straight to jail, stay in jail for abusing a woman.
how did you become John Baptiste?
No, I trying to pay you. I trying to get out there and get a phone number. So I trying to go on like to you.
All right, listen, man, Jimmy, I like the perspective you bring to this.
No,
I appreciate it.
it's just mine from living.
I appreciate
Ain't got to be right.
I appreciate it.
But there we did. Stay in
Shanice?
jail. You
Yes,
know.
I'm here.
You hear that? Let him stay in jail. What did you say, Shanice?
No, you got to say, I got Baptiste. You got to say, not me.
All right,
Going
folks.
on like
All right, folks. According to what Jimmy has said to me, the position is that let him stay in jail.
Yep.
No, what's your position?
I agree.
No, what's your
And
position?
that's her position.
Let him stay under the jail. They need to put him under the jail. He shows no sign of rehabilitation. Where's the rehabilitation? Where's the emotional
want to
damage?
hear my teacher position. You gain away from this
Yeah.
one. Why your position been out?
The other teacher said he should be in jail.
Oh, I remember what you said.
So you guys, hold on. Jimmy,
I was
Jimmy,
replying?
listen. No, hold on, guys. Listen, I want Jimmy to head up.
Which part? I want to hear a voice. She replying.
Thank God I got baptized. Thank God I got baptized into Christ Jesus.
Yeah, but what?
Several years ago.
Okay,
And my
people help
position is
me.
that
Can you help me a little bit?
Yes.
Like, call them all out.
Okay, I'm a Jimmy.
Me,
Jimmy, let me go into the program and we'll get back to that.
No. I going.
Okay,
I
my
just want
wife is
you don't
listening.
get quite for that.
My wife is listening now. That she's gonna help you out. She's listening. She just gave me a sign.
That's for your car price. Because I need the highest power possible. If that's what Christ said for
This
you, I
woman
got it
got
right
me
there.
not a goal, man.
You should see. Try the picture.
I'm
That
folks
is
with
totally
anyway.
right.
We
You
got-
see the
We
picture?
see the
Um,
picture.
They got
no,
the
I need to see this lady. Who was this lady in St.
You
Lucia?
guys are just as loud as
But
Jimmy.
your
Now,
Christ is your
Now,
wife or somebody else
um,
that we know.
Jimmy,
I need to see the picture.
Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
Christ, right? Can you get him on the line?
Get a number.
Like,
who, Jesus?
just pray if your God kneel down, get him on the line.
All right, folks.
I would like to live to see this woman,
All right, folks.
or just
We
to
have-
hear her voice.
He
right?
need to live to see this lady.
Yeah, like I did it, I don't know.
you guys are listening to us via
Stream,
you
Facebook.
guys listening via Facebook. We're having quite a bit of fun here this evening. It's all well and good.
Hey, that's
For
a
those-
screaming thing. They could see you.
Yes.
Show the picture of the woman. Like, why I there?
For those of you who are listening live on radio and you want to call into this program, it is 773-0390 and 773-0490.
Hey,
Now, Jimmy, yes.
ask them if they're listening, St. Lucia. And ask Joel to call you.
For those of you,
I'm muted now.
online
In St.
listening
Lucia.
to us, following from the island of St. Lucia,
That
the
know.
young lady in question, you know who you are.
No, they need to know she be.
No,
We
no,
need
no, we
influence
can't do that. Facebook does not allow that.
for me to say, I
Yes,
want to
no,
meet her.
no, Facebook does not allow that.
Facebook really got a wall in there, like, don't let Jimmy
Yeah,
talk.
man.
Oh yeah, they gonna ban. They gonna ban us.
So here is here, folks. If the young lady in question, we wanted to give Jimmy a call. So contact my Lisa, contact my wife.
How she know who she is?
She knows all right.
Like, who tell her?
Trust me,
Me get to tell her.
Jimmy, them Lucians ain't easy, you know.
Well, I
Yeah.
understand a lot and I'm willing to take a chance, but who tell her I want that job? Who tell her that?
My wife told her.
Right.
And I'm seeing it live on.
This is the Christ thing that.
So word is going on.
She got on the phone and
APB
tell
is
her.
out.
Yeah,
The APB is out.
You hear that?
Got her on
You
the
heard-
phone.
No, you gotta use the mic.
The
She says
APB
the APB
is out.
So how did she get on the phone? She got a phone number.
Who doesn't have a phone?
Joel.
She
Joel.
has a phone.
So why she answering?
Don't worry.
Okay, we-
Don't
okay,
worry.
take the
We'll
picture.
take,
Maybe
we'll
she
take care
think-
of you.
All right,
Maybe
We'll
she
take
think
care
I
of
look like
Take-
Fuji or something.
take-
Take a
take
picture.
a picture.
Oh
Take a
my
picture.
God. Block. She gonna block you before you talk to her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
take a picture quick. I gotta go.
She gonna block you before you even get to talk to her.
That's all right.
Chinese.
That's all right. Listen
If she
up.
block me, well, so be it.
Here is here. This
Me
is
leaving
let-
till I
let us
hear
have
from
first.
her.
This is a story of fatal attraction. This is a story
No,
of.
how you?
Hold on,
That
hold on.
doesn't have a good ending.
No, here is here.
It'll be.
Hold
Say
on.
no God.
Hold on.
He's
Hold
one
on.
thing who say
Hold
you
on.
can't
We
be
need
fatal
out.
attraction.
This is a story of
Just
love at
beg
first
you up.
sight. Love at first sight.
Not
All
no
of these
fatal
things-
attraction.
All these
I
things
could
come
I
along
could
the
go with the love
the
at
same
first
circle.
sight, but not
Love at first sight. Okay, love.
not the fatal.
Love at
But
first.
didn't you wait?
They got like rabbit
Wait,
bubbling and
wait,
fatal
Jimmy.
attraction.
Wait,
All right,
didn't
okay.
Jimmy
Put on a
mention that
sec. Put on a sec.
Yeah, like
Love
that
it.
woman being after next
Okay,
woman,
okay,
man.
okay. So it's love at first sight, love upon first hearing.
Sight of a picture. Your picture could be fake.
All right.
I'm willing to take
All right,
the
okay,
chance.
okay.
Okay, so let's get your picture.
Like,
Pose
tell me
up,
if you
Jimmy,
look
pose up, pose
like
up.
how
Hold
me.
up, like Al Pacino or what was his
Like a
name?
long time he had to
He
do
in love with an AI picture. Is this an AI photo? Or is this real?
No, it's
No,
for real.
we
No,
lied.
I would think it was
lied.
AI too with that fatal
Right.
attraction comment.
90
This
day
is like a real
90
Oh,
day
I'm sorry, Darwin. I
fiance.
put it back in the bag.
What
It's
is
back in the bag. Don't worry about it. Shut the bag.
90 day
That's in there.
fiance.
Wait,
Pose
you,
up, pose
you
up.
can just shut the bag and it's
Chinese
forgotten.
lady that got 90-day fiance.
Is this
Come on,
90
come
day
on.
fiance happening
We
here?
gotta go on.
You can I'll go on the first flight. 90 days, you don't give me.
All right.
Okay, let's get you Jimmy.
They pay me to talk and they pay me to be persuasive.
All
when
right.
I
So the
talk.
picture has been taken. Everything is in order.
No,
No.
I don't even know what this woman.
They pay Diddy to be persuasive when he talks too.
He's square voice that negates everything.
All right, folks. We got to move to the next segment. We got to move to
Jimmy,
Jimmy.
thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us,
Thank
man,
you.
and for sharing with us this
Yeah,
evening. We really appreciate
I'm
it.
leaving without the number. That's what you're telling me.
You're gonna get the
Yeah,
number. It's gonna be
but
forwarded to you.
we
It's gonna be forwarded to you.
Like
the
what,
APB is out.
Christ,
We got your number, so
Christ the Redeemer. Which kind of Christ we talk? Like how you don't think about your wife? The Redeemer, the Fixer. I don't know how I do it.
everything,
This
the
is
whole
everything,
works.
you know.
Yeah, for you,
Yeah.
I understand that part.
Yeah, yeah. But
Speaking think she know me that good? You think she want me
I'm
to
gonna
talk
put
to
in.
the
I'm gonna put in
woman?
the best of words for you, Jimmy. Don't worry about
They're gonna include the new beard.
it.
I
Yes,
think.
yes, Jimmy. Correct. Hey, listen, Jimmy, it's been good, man. You take care. All right, folks. We move on to the real hot button items for this
Thank you,
evening's program.
No,
And
thank you.
here it is. Scenario number one. Scenario number one. Shanice, you with us? Jamal
here.
is standing in line for over 15 minutes, waiting for his turn to pay his utility bill. Suddenly, a phone beeped, and the guy in front of him answered and got into a brief Spanish conversation with the caller. Not long after, a young woman entered the building and handed over some envelopes to the guy in front of Jamal. As the guy eventually got to the next available cashier, Jamal realized that he was actually paying utility bills for several individuals besides himself. Jamal, who was understandably upset over the situation, protested and demanded to speak to the supervisor. However, he was given some runaround, which got him even more infuriated and sent him into an obscenity list frenzy. As a result, security escorted him out of the building where he continued to vent off. One, do you think this is a common scenario at local places? Of business, Mandy? This is just like right there.
First of all, I want to say that customer service locally totally sucks, and I don't know how much training they could get to fix their behavior, but they are in need of that.
Uh-huh.
And what they did, like, you know, that coming, slipping an envelope on the side to somebody, this person is now being taken care of with all this, like, that pushes Jamal back. They should have stepped up and put Jamal.
All right.
You know what?
Any other? Yes.
No, I think
Yeah, go ahead.
this ain't really thinking. This is jokey thinking. Right?
Mhm.
I think right? If he had called Didi and Didi had paid, like the walk up there for all the gods in the land for a year, right?
Mhm.
Just 1 year.
Mhm.
That we could have called Trump, right?
Mhm.
I said, Trump, listen, man. This man pay our walk up there for a year.
Uh-huh.
How much blows it really was? I don't know me.
Uh-huh.
And then like send in jail for like one blow 1 day,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
Tell him man pay our walk up there.
Uh-huh.
That would have been at them.
All right.
So
Okay.
yes, because if Didi wanted to get out,
Mhm.
he could just bail out WAP on the whole of the Virgin and
Yeah.
every business entity, a lot of white people want to come here and invest.
Yeah.
If Didi would just kiwi that money there.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? When we make WAP, you think we want him in jail?
Mhm.
A lot of Republicans want to live here. They've
Right.
got Trump. Hey, listen, Didi will pay the WAP bill if you let him on.
All right. All right. Shanice is back. Shanice, you heard that?
I didn't hear everything, but I'll just give my response to the scenario.
Okay, go ahead.
So first I would like to say, I really don't like when you go in any business place and it's only one person helping. Okay, that's number one.
Uh-huh.
Number two, the person with all the envelopes, they should have been like, hey, I have a lot of bills. You only have one. You can go in front of me. And then lastly, regardless of what's happening, Jamal needs to take anger management classes and learn how to behave himself as an adult.
Uh-huh. Okay. Shanice, you have Anisha, any reactions to Jamal's behavior? Hmm? All right. Let me go. Let me go to
Just skim through it.
Let me go to this one.
Okay, so no. Yeah.
All right. Let me just say here that
Oh, I do agree that the customer service has been poorly. It's a great for you. Yes, the younger generation as they come up, they are more rude and rude and rude. Sometimes people don't walk past and don't even say good morning, good night. And that is shock me now because you couldn't have walked past an elder person that's just like gone. It's gone.
Well, even the elders sometimes, you know, I have gone into some places and elders, they have not even said, you know, the greetings of good morning or whatever. And I'm like, am I the problem here? Because like you're an elder, you ain't even self, you know, you tell them good morning and they still watch you like you said something wrong.
Yeah, and when you don't say good morning,
you're
they say you disrespectful. So pick one. Is that you teach me respect or you get none. It's simple.
Kian, you have any contribution on that?
I reread like 6 times.
All right. Let me just say something.
Can I say? Oh, I was gonna.
Yeah,
say
go ahead, Chalice.
I was gonna say I think that's a cultural thing too, because if I walk in the store, I don't really look for anybody to tell me good morning or good night. I'm there on a mission, and I'm gonna complete my mission regardless of if somebody greets me or not.
People greet you regardless of if they, you know. I have been to this mainland, and it's always, hey, how you doing? Welcome to Five Below. If there's anything that you need me to help you with, just let me know. My name is Keisha.
Well, let me just say this here. People, listen now, let's be for real here. We're dealing with customer service on one level, and we're dealing with people's personal department behavior on the next level. In other words, the business should have established clear lines in terms of how business will be conducted. And to have somebody come into a line paying utility bills for several different individuals besides himself or herself, that is unacceptable as far as I am concerned. Okay? Now, the reaction of Jamal becoming upset because of what he has observed, that is understandable, but there's a point where you draw the line. You know, if security approaches you, you ask to speak to somebody in management, they've given you some runaround, you're getting out of hand, security approaches you and asks you to calm down, your response, we're talking about decisions, we're talking about choices. Your responsibility is to calm down and find an appropriate ways and means of dealing with that issue later on.
But do you think that there's one more thing that he should have done before that? Because you mentioned
which is
it against WAPA's policy for one person to pay more than one bill?
Perhaps
because it isn't.
It is okay.
It isn't.
Well, here.
And here's the reason why. Suppose our people is old people that can't use people, and they can't use the internet. But Keisha said, you know what, I don't do a little favor. So, how is Jamal know to leave out and old people without?
Absolutely.
Because he thinks you need to pay them to pay. Why Jamal, in his young entrepreneurial turn of the century, said, ain't paid by the internet. What he doing there? Except trying to get back. He got a phone in his hand, right? So you know what? You think that Jamal need to go to WAPA? Or who does to WAPA need to go there because they can't use those other platforms? If you choose to stand in line, the line you're there in, behave like you're there in a queue. You got people in front of you. His problem was he didn't know how many.
All right.
And he's just a patient.
Okay.
Uninformed.
And that's
I should not be on this program for the ignorance to do that.
that's a good perspective.
Ain't no part that he right.
Mhm.
Because he know if that's WAPA policy and WAPA saying you don't want to stand in line behind all these old people.
Mhm.
Pay on the internet because attacking on it all the time.
Mhm.
Because you asked the right question the first time.
Mhm.
What's the policy?
Mhm.
He know the rules.
Mhm.
The rules is stay in line and be quiet until it's your turn.
Mhm.
What make you think you can make the rules or WAPA?
Mhm.
You're a customer.
Mhm.
When you don't behave like a customer,
Mhm.
we're gonna treat you like Diddy. Go to jail.
All right.
Out
So-
from your door. And now I can leave because I have the number.
All right.
Did somebody tell her that I was gonna call? Did she have my picture?
Yes.
I can't take this blow.
Yeah. The picture has been said. All right. So guys, you get this now. Now, actually,
I'm leaving, right?
All right.
You know that, right?
Yeah. And thanks for sharing with us, Jimmy.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
I appreciate the fact that you're still willing to listen to me.
Mhm. We do appreciate your contributions. to
But
this
you do
program.
know that the only reason I was here, right?
I know.
Was to
I,
get this
I
number, right?
understand that.
But the time I've spent here, I've appreciated it because,
And
We
like
appreciate
always,
you.
I value you as a teacher.
I'm still a teacher.
Yeah, but you can't let them get away by thinking that you got power and you do good things just to do bad things. I can't let you say that. You got to tell a woman that you should be under the jail or somewhere in the jail because you say yeah.
All right.
You got to do it.
I stand redirected.
No, I need to hear you say you used to think that PDD should work because he's a good black man, but the black woman he mash up. I need you to say.
During my concluding remarks, I will say this.
So I need to leave it, or you saying it?
Yes, I'm doing my closing remarks.
You can't say no.
All right, Shanice.
Yes,
Hello?
I'm here.
Yeah, so you got this right. That
No, Shani's waiting
some
for
good
you.
things have come out of that. In that policies should be clearly delineated, and what's important here for us. What's important for us here is to know that we have to conduct ourselves in a manner that promotes harmony and good relationships wherever we are. So certainly there are some things to learn from that. All right. Scenario scenario number 2. I hope you guys are Mandy, are you following that? We're going to scenario number 2.
Okay, Jimmy, thank you.
All right, Jimmy, thanks for sharing with us this evening.
It's been a pleasure and
Yeah.
an unexpected benefit. I have a reason to live.
All
That's me
right.
of hope.
You take care, my blessings.
You think you're gonna go good, but what the hell?
Hey, be an optimist. Yeah, all right.
You could tell me like in St. Lucia, like Colorado Bay, like it's a different kind of thing because someone from St. Lucia, right?
Yes. St. Lucians are very hospitable people.
So, is there like some kind of words I should avoid?
Now you gotta learn to speak.
Is this you gotta come back for a different radio show for this conversation.
I'm trying to leave.
Okay.
A different episode, and we'll
Right,
talk you
and
through
I
it next time.
apologize. I don't belong here.
It's not that. It's not that.
No. You're right. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I think he should be under the jail, but I know I'm wrong for being on.
All right.
So I'll ask John.
Jimmy, let me tell you what.
No, she waited for you.
Let me tell you what.
Me no more.
You got my number. Probably I'll give you some tips.
Okay, what? Write down his number too.
All right.
I apologize.
I'll give you some tips.
I may be on
All
the
right.
thing, but I'm not
All right,
talking
Shanice.
anymore.
Shanice, let's go on to the second. Let's go on to the second item. Ready? Andisha stepped out, and so did Kian. Mandy is writing a number. As soon as she's finished doing that, we'll segue right back into action on our agenda. And so we'll continue from there. All right, this guy is meticulous.
But wait, Don, you talking to the people you used to be with me.
Sorry, there's something called distraction. I got distracted.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm writing. Right?
That's okay. I don't want to know.
Well, why were you looking?
All right. I'm sorry.
I'm going to show you when I'm done, right?
I got long eyes.
If you would just say Diddy could be in jail, I'd
Okay.
leave. But
All right, let me hear what the scholar has to say. Hello, caller. Good evening and welcome.
Yes, good evening, Senator Baptiste. How you doing this beautiful Friday?
Oh, I'm doing fine so far. I'm doing fine.
Yeah. I had heard your time, you know.
Appreciate it. And appreciate you sharing with our listeners and viewers in terms of good West Indian protocol.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I beg your pardon for that. And also to give you a little more clarity with the lynching thing, as I said, they didn't start until after slavery. So what they was doing was they was lynching the black soldiers in their uniform to let them know that they could never be of equal. And in the 1940s, you had about 16 black soldiers who took the test to try to become a Navy chief, and only 13 of them was able to pass. Now, me, as the keeper of the flame, I ain't worrying about the 13 that passed. I want to know why and what happened to the 3 that passed the test, wasn't part of the history, So history is fun, man, once you really get into it and really dig into it and see who our leaders are and the people that did great things. Because I know for me, they try to tell me that my leaders picked cotton and there was a bunch of civil rights leaders. But I realized that, my ancestors didn't pick cotton. They was in sugarcane fields. So anywhere I went, I was always asked questions about my Crucian culture and history. So my history had to go up against a lot of history. My stories had to be told a certain way, with truth and, to honor our ancestors. So, with me being from the Virgin Islands, I was just had a different energy and a different vibe. So, Tim Duncan became big and famous. So my football coach used to talk to me about Tim Duncan and St. Croix. Hurricane Hugo came when I was in elementary school, so my teachers always, hey, what's up with Hurricane Hugo, your family, So I always have my connection to my roots in St. Croix. I'm the son of the soil. My neighbor button and belly button is there in the soil, and when I'm dead and gone, I will be buried in the east on my farm on the east end of St. Croix. So, I'm always going to have a connection to there. And anywhere you go in America, because a lot of people like to say, well, what's the relevance of this and that? You got a Martin Luther King Boulevard in all the cities in America. And in every city in America on Martin Luther King Boulevard, it's the same exact thing where our people are suffering, our people are dying, our people are headed to the prison, our people are in the graveyard, our children are being raped and extorted. And the Virgin Islands is a big Martin Luther King Boulevard. So I just want to clear that up. That it don't matter. Wherever you go, wherever black folks in this world, we are suffering and we are put to the very bottom. So that's how I can relate to anything and any black person, wherever you at, around the entire world. So those are my comments for tonight. And I just want to congratulate you again and the youth for having this platform and the courage to come forward and to speak the stories of our ancestors, the untold stories of our ancestors. So that's what actually liberated us and freed us off the slave plantation, is those stories that was able to be told amongst us and along that jitney line that people couldn't take our voice, because the only thing and the one thing that they couldn't take from us and the only thing they gave us in America was our voice and our freedom of speech. We didn't get land, we didn't get reparations, we didn't get anything that they gave us wasn't for us. The one thing that they couldn't take from us is our freedom of speech. So, again, I want to close with that. So thank you, Mr. Senator Baxter, and I'm gone.
All right, thanks for calling and sharing with us. You stay strong and keep the faith, my brother. Bye.
Bye.
All right, folks, we have our final hot button item. And I want to, no distractions, let's focus. Okay? So here it goes. Shanice, are you with us? All right.
I'm here. I'm here.
All right, we got you now. Okay, scenario number 2. Rubio sat in the 2 is Company bar and restaurant with his former classmate Sabrina. They had incidentally bumped into each other after a 7-year absence and decided to celebrate their reconnection over a couple of drinks and finger food. Unbeknownst to the 2 friends, someone saw them together and called Rubio's girlfriend, letting her know that Rubio was at 2 is Company, frolicking with some woman who had her hands all over him. Rubio's girl wasted no time in getting to the venue and immediately proceeded to accuse Rubio of being a cheat and referred to Sabrina as a man-stealing ghetto wizard. She further threatened to throw a drink into Sabrina's face. Rubio tried his best to calm the situation with little success. His girl was totally off the chain in a jealous fit. He eventually paid the tab, apologized to Sabrina, and left with his girl in tow after she demanded that Rubio should leave the establishment with her. At first glance, what are some red flags in this scenario? Who, if any, is the principal cause of conflict in this scenario? Is jealousy a contributing factor here? And to what extent should jealousy be tolerated in a relationship? How would you characterize Rubio's and Sabrina's reaction? What would be your advice or suggestions, if any, to Rubio and his girl? And what important lesson, if any, can be gleaned from this scenario? Who wants to go first? Go ahead, Anita. Go ahead.
So I feel like, in a sense, his girlfriend isn't wrong to an extent, because why doesn't she know where he is and who he's with?
Mm-hmm.
If I was to drive past and I see my boyfriend in a restaurant with another female, the first thing will come to my head is that he's cheating because he hasn't let me know where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Second, instead of flashing out, she could have walked in and said, "Who is this? What are you doing here?" She just automatically got riled up and, did the most.
Mm-hmm.
And she could have just asked a question and he could have just let her know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else would like to say something?
I feel like, yeah, she should have. Okay, well, you said the information was relayed to her by somebody else, correct?
Somebody called her.
Somebody called her.
So what was going on?
I feel like she should have called him, and then when she called him, they talked, and if he didn't answer, then yeah, she has authority or right to go over there, but not to make a scene, to clear stuff up and ask, like she said, to see who it is, what they're doing there, and why they did. So yeah, so that's how I feel.
Yeah. Anyone else?
All right, if it was me, this is what I would do. So I get this information. I got a text, my man and some girl, right? I'm pulling up. I'm staying in the background and I'm calling him. Like, hey, first we'll see if he's gonna answer. If he answers, I'm gonna say, hey, what are you doing? And then that's the opportunity to be transparent, okay? And to be honest. Transparency would be, hey, I'm out with such and such. We just ran into each other. We're talking, da 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 da. Okay, that's his opportunity to explain himself and what he's doing. If he doesn't answer the question the way that I would like for him to answer, I'm walking up and I'm having a seat at the table. I'm not gonna cause a scene. I'm gonna be like, hey, how are you? What's going on? Give him a chance to explain. It could be a sister, a cousin, a long lost, whoever. Give him the opportunity to explain, and then then that's when I'm gonna have fun.
One quick question in terms of what you just said there. Don't you think there is an element of entrapment if you're going to just sneak in and call the guy on his phone to ask him what he's doing? So what if you just simply busted a little white lie and say he was actually doing something else, someplace else, other than being there in the restaurant with that girl?
Then I would know I'm not crazy for being jealous because my boyfriend is a cheater.
I hear that. All right. Mandy?
I know you were calling me next to you. I'm so positive that my experiences in life, I don't want nobody calling me and telling me nothing about where they see my man. I don't it could have been a cousin, it could have been, I don't know the full extent of the situation. I'm not gonna just lose my cool out there in the establishment anymore. I'm gonna take my time. I'm the type. I'm gonna cause all the drama inside the house. I'm gonna tell this man about himself. And possibility he might be getting thrown away, and I just won't reconcile anything. I'm very hard to reconcile. I like to end, quit. I don't want to hear nothing.
Well, let me give you guys Bapo's perspective on that. First of all, red flag. Red flag number one is that this girl is excessively jealous and possessive. And I'm saying to you, all of you listening, viewing, those here with me in the studio and streaming live, um, having a relationship with someone who is overly jealous and possessive is a formula for disaster unless you're an individual who is absolutely submissive and you're going to give in to that person's demands no matter what. In other words, a woman who is excessively jealous and possessive, she got to wear the pants in the relationship.
What do you call excessively jealous of her? Because what I know, she's human. Everybody's human. The first thing that will come to your head is anger. I mean, you're human.
Unnecessary feelings.
Exactly. So yes, she may not be jealous or whatever, but she may be, what's the word? Quick to get angry.
Uh-huh.
There's a difference in getting angry quick and being jealous, like excessively jealous. Of
Uh-huh.
course you're jealous. That's my woman. That's my man.
Okay.
You check.
Okay, and I also want to say something. You know, most of the times when people like go and do stuff like they pulling up on somebody, you never know what could even go dead wrong in that whole situation. Suppose Sabrina had a knife or something after she get this water thrown in her face, she just decide, yeah, I'm gonna stab you. For whatever the case may be, you know, like the situation could have go so ugly. I ain't pulling up to nobody. Like,
but hold on, she did not toss the water. She threatened to toss the water, but she didn't toss it.
oh well, I'm just saying, you know,
I
it could have go
think-
so ugly just like going down to that.
Now, give
stuff,
Sabrina due credit. She maintained her calm. She didn't get into the dispute between Rubio and the girl. She was just there quietly. So you got to give her credit. Here is the other thing I want to.
Well, oh, sorry, Sabrina was the classmate.
Yeah.
Sorry, the girlfriend. I wanted to say.
Uh-huh.
I get a phone call. Somebody tell me, oh, I see a man here at a restaurant or something.
Uh-huh.
I'm not dealing with. I not going down there. Okay, I'm gonna wait till this man get home, and then I'm gonna question him about these things that's going on. Okay, because you don't know what could have turned ugly there. I'm saying Sabina was cool about this scenario, but there's some girls it'll get ugly.
She went after the wrong person. She should have gone after her man.
Yeah. She should have been like my mom and just left.
Yeah.
Just leave the island, leave the man for all the women. Just leave, like the same way my mom did.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do. Just leave it all behind. Like I said, I'm quick to just done and I ain't reconciling. You want him, he want you. Y'all work that out. But that wasn't the case there.
There is an important thing I want us to grasp in this scenario. And you know, even the Bible speaks about that. You know, people who gossip, people who like to run their mouth. And a lot of times relationships fall apart because somebody who's not minding their own business and too quick to call to say something to someone else.
Yeah.
They tattletale whatever she may be called. Who called into Rubio's girl to inform Rubio's girl that Rubio was in some place with some other woman and indicating that perhaps the woman had her hands all over. People like to stretch a story from here to thy kingdom come. They like to embellish things, add elements that weren't there at all. People who gossip. You know, somebody once said that God made one mistake, you know, when he created the human being, he should have got a tiny bone in the tongue, so when you gossip and you lie, it breaks. You know, we need to stop that. We like to run our mouth too damn much, if I may say it that way. You see people in their thing, leave people business alone and mind your own.
Let me hear what you
Go ahead. Go ahead, Andisha. Sorry if I cross the line. Go ahead.
So I have a best friend, and we have this thing. If I see If I walk in person, I see my best friend man with a whole other girl. I'm not gonna let my best friend sit on me. I look stupid. I gonna let her know, yo, I just seen what he may be here. Do you know he's here? That's it. I was like, oh, I see he was holding the girl that type of way. No, I see he over here and he there with this girl. Do you know that? Did she say yes? Did she say no? That's them. That's them.
Well, you know, me, like I say, after living and going through experiences, I ain't calling nobody. They have a thing called women's intuition. You going to know at some point when your man is doing it wrong. I ain't calling my best friend. Then she find that out for herself.
And then they have something called men's intuition too, because men know us wrong. Men be sorry about this, 'cause they trying to jump on there.
Let me hear.
You can't hear you.
Yes, I'm here.
Let me hear any comment you have on this thing because I'm going to add an additional 2 cents.
Thank you.
So there's a lot to unpack, but if it's me and my friends, definitely tell me I need a picture, I need a video, I need evidence before I make my move, because I'm not gonna jump right away. I'm gonna plot and plan and figure out what I need to do. Very much toxic, very much Aries, April 1st toxic.
I guess, I mean, I want to share my view.
She said she would plot.
Hold on,
so like,
I
just want to say, this is coming from a guy's perspective. I just got a text, and no,
Okay.
there's no text. People, that's messy. People need to mind their business. It's not your place to get involved in any one relationship. Sometimes people's intentions are bad.
Let me just say this here to you all, and that's why we have to watch gossipers and what they say to us. Andisha, Kian, Mandy, Shanice, you guys went to school. You had friends in high school. Those of you who have been to college, you had friends in college. You know, it's an emotional situation when you've not seen somebody for 5, 6, 7 years. Somebody you had a good relationship and you all accidentally bump into each other. It's a moment, an occasion for celebration.
Right.
And so in the midst of celebrating, you can hug people. You know, you may even kiss people on the cheek, especially with Hispanics and French people.
Yeah, definitely.
No, hear me out.
It don't mean
out.
nothing.
Hispanics, French people, I'm talking about Latinos and so on. When I say kiss, they just put the cheek against the cheek and
that's how they
this
greet.
sort of thing. They greet like that. French people love to kiss. Okay, so I'm simply saying to all of us.
Well, imagine when you're
all of us, I'm saying, listen, when you run into certain situations that may present conflict, stop for a while, take a pause, take a deep breath if I may, and engage your mind before anything else, word or action. And then the other word of caution I want to give everybody, people be very mindful in terms of what you call people to tell them.
Sure.
You can wreck an otherwise good relationship by so doing. You know, I'm not suggesting that if something is obvious, you have a good friend, and you can obviously tell upon signs that you're seeing, what you've been able to discover that something is radically wrong. You've got a trusted friend. Hey, call your friend aside, and well, when you call a friend aside, say, listen now, I want you to sit, I want you to calm yourself, because I'm going to share some bad news with you, and I don't want you overreacting. Because you can say something to somebody, they overreact, and they take drastic, regrettable action. So these are things we got to consider very carefully before we say things to people, before we relate stories or what we've seen to others. And I'm just cautioning all of us about the tendency, I don't want to say, to just gossip, to relate things to people. We got to be careful, but that's all I'm saying. And then I'm saying again to all of us here that yes, there is no true love without an element of jealousy. If you love somebody, you will be jealous to some extent. But they got some women, And I'm going there. I am going there. You got some women.
What's
I
up?
got some women.
This woman, that boy.
I got some women. If they just,
If
if
it
you
was a
just,
woman talking right now, man, this man, that, and they want to
if
say
you-
nothing.
I got some women. If you just talk to an ex-woman, they done upset and they flying off. Man, come on.
Okay, wait, I have a question.
Go ahead.
You still didn't answer my question.
What's it?
The man intuition. What do you think about that?
Men have intuition. Men got too much intuition. You got man who does such all kind of thing with woman. I ain't going there with that. You got man who they want to search your bag. They want to check your pants and what's under the pants when you come out, when you come home a little late. You got some men who really they go out of it.
Yeah,
You know?
because you know why? They have women who have used their menstrual cycle as a way to, if I may say,
this
get away
happens.
from
Mhm.
sleeping with a guy,
Mhm.
but they know they're sleeping with somebody else. They
Yep.
do stuff like that.
That's reality.
Okay, so there's some men they go in
And then
depth.
men-
Like if the woman says she's on her menstrual cycle, she's checking the garbage bin for that.
Yeah.
This is how you don't trust this woman. You need evidence.
You know that happen from trauma to rape. That don't just happen because no reason. It happen because of trauma and people.
Suspicion.
Woman, man,
And
say anything.
suspicions.
Yeah.
Sometimes people act in a way that get you suspicious. And so based upon suspicion, you take some action. So what do we have to do? People, we have to learn to build trust. We have to learn to develop a sense of loyalty and fidelity in relationships. We got to draw the line. There's an old saying that you got to put some water in the wine that you drink. You know, as you get into a relationship with people, you got to set boundaries. You got to respect the boundaries that you set. Yes, man, I used to be hopping all over the place like a bunny rabbit before I got to my wife. But now I'm married and I'm settled down. I stop the nonsense. You know. Hello, caller. Good evening and welcome again.
Good evening.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a previous caller. Good evening. Welcome to the program. Let's hear you.
Okay, so did the friend just call and let her girlfriend know that she saw the guy with another woman?
That's what she did.
Well, the girlfriend is the one who jumped to her own conclusion. The friend did not gossip. If I have a friend, I would want her to call me and let me know that she saw my boyfriend with another woman.
Correct.
Now, maybe she jumped to that conclusion because maybe that's a habit of his. Maybe he cheats all the time.
You give us a series of maybes here. You know.
Well, I don't know the situation. So
Yeah, but why? But okay, you call.
She probably reacted like that because that's what her man is used to doing.
Okay, but your friend calls into you and she has to tell you that the other woman had her hands all over the man. Why the details?
No, did the friend say that?
She's the one. She's the one who said that Sabrina had her hands all over Rubio.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he did.
Exactly.
I hear you guys, you know, and this maybe thing, you know, that's why people say I'm a mother's baby, father's maybe, you know, and all this kind of
Well,
thing,
it's
you know.
a scenario, so you got to call and find out what's going on.
Well, the lesson. What's the important lesson for?
Sabrina is the girlfriend.
No, that's a classmate. That's a classmate that he been seeing a very long time.
Okay. What was the girlfriend? If I was Sabrina, the girlfriend would get a beat down.
Huh?
Oh boy!
Wow!
You see what I'm saying? It will get real ugly.
Wow.
That's what I was talking about.
Wow!
That's why I don't want nobody calling me.
I would say, ma'am, you gotta control your man. That was my friend. I'm just speaking to him. If y'all have issues, talk to your man.
That's what I said.
All right. All right. So let me ask you
I
something.
agree.
So what's our most important lesson from that?
Stop reacting too quickly. You need. Time to think about what, knowing that I'm a jealous person. He has to know he has to know his girlfriend had it.
All right.
We know that she's a jealous person by nature. He should have cut that phone and let her know what the situation.
Point. Yes, we are.
Jealousy or insecurity can be past trauma or because they themselves are doing dirt. You should know what it would be if you know your significant other. But honestly, most men especially don't pay attention to the small things that matter that could leave them clueless to the point they can't see what's happening.
Okay, you hear that? Most men don't pay attention to the small things, the little things that, hold significant importance. And so we end up being clueless sometimes.
Well, they need to start paying attention.
All right. Okay, all right, okay. Shanice, let me hear you.
I agree. They do need to pay attention. But at the end of the day, the moral of the story is 1, mind our business. 2, don't jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
And 3, plot patiently.
Let me hear number 2 again.
Plot patiently.
All right, what you say here?
Patiently, it's gonna be over.
All right. Well,
that's why I like to keep it in the house because
Well, look,
I don't want them to see how ugly.
You know what I think? We all have a choice to choose who we want, and we all have a choice to stay with our person after we see what we see. So it's all about the choices we make.
And we have an obligation to make wise and prudent choices. And look out for the signals.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't take a wrong turn on the road that you travel. All right, folks, we've come full circle. I really want to appreciate all the contribution. I want to say that we had Jimmy Weber here. And for those of you who don't know, Jimmy served with me in the legislature of the Virgin Islands.
That's why I would debate it.
Yeah, and we've had some pretty good times together. Of course, we don't always see things the same way because I'm an idealist, and I have my way of saying things. But it was good that he dropped in and he shared with us some.
And he got his wish before he left.
But Jimmy is something.
That's the right number.
That's the right number.
Jimmy is something.
Yeah.
Obviously,
y'all can't just be giving out people numbers like that.
Well, I got permission. I would never do that. So I did get permission, and she said to go ahead.
And you see how important this is? She got permission to do what she did.
Right.
So I don't see Josh coming to relieve us. Where is he? I know he has to relieve us. We're far past the time,
Yeah.
But I must say that,
it was fun.
It was fun. It's